Project ARTION in a nutshell. The vision of the project is to become a world-class network of knowledge and share this knowledge, especially in the field of artificial intelligence, and address disaster management, civil protection area, and guide the professionals in this field to develop and use their own AI tools or capabilities, and to be able to utilize it in their own work. As I said, it seeks to equip the experts with the data, but also with the tools and expertise in this field. And by the data, I mean data sets that we collected during the project and can be used by you just to test some algorithms or sources of or machine learning tools in a way that you don't need to do the data collection yourself. So we hope that this will be helpful. ARTION objectives sets on the 4 strategic pillars. Of course, research and innovation is one of them. However, we also did quantifiable field exercises, and we do training and networking activities. The outcomes from the second and the third pillar will be and are available in the open knowledge form. We set a project portal in which the datasets can be downloaded, and also we will share our reports there. The main aim is to bridge the gap between AI scientists and disaster management experts. We also, in the field of research and innovation, did a review of existing AI tools. It's of course not a complete review of every existing AI tool, but it can serve as a guidance toward this topic for you. And we are also doing a survey of the application of AI in the disaster management. And we are developing machine learning tools for key challenges identified so far. This deliverable can be accessed from our portal. To showcase some of the examples of the work that we've done so far, this aerial person detector solution that helps to identify individuals by utilizing footage captured UAV flights. We tested it by using footage captured during these test missions done during exercises. And the main goals of the main assets of this solution are the detection of individuals and tracking of individuals. The solution works in real time. It's not a post-processing of the video, but it's a real-time video capture and processing. So I believe that this solution may be useful in the field of search and rescue. The second example, a disaster detector classifier, which works on the videos and highlights the areas recognized as disaster type, so floods, fires, and building disasters. It can work on, of course, UAV captured images, but not only. In the last part of today's meeting, we will discuss quantifiable field exercises in more detail, but let's now just say that we already conducted 3 exercises in Cyprus and 1 in Italy for collecting the data sets. And during one of those, we also did the testing of mobile application and web platform for first responders. There are also exercises coming. We will have tests of aforementioned machine learning algorithms done in real time during another exercises held in Cyprus. If it comes to training and networking, we already carried out 2 national trainings in Poland and the second in Cyprus. We received rather positive feedback. The training material that we developed for those trainings is available for free on our webpage. You can use it. There is also a train-the-trainer document to show you how to utilize this training more effective, and also we plan on carrying more training in the ARTION project. So If you are interested, please contact us. We may also do a personalized training for your institution. Disaster management AI portal. It can be accessed by the ARTION project website. The easiest way to get to it is to just type ARTION project in the Google site, but also a link will be provided. On this open knowledge webpage, we have the data sets that are available to download, and also, as I said, the training materials and exercise scenarios just as a source of inspiration. As a part of this open knowledge, we also create a community on Zenodo repository. So if you are a user, you can also access it. All right, so this wraps up the Project ARTION in the nutshell. We set a statement that UAVs and AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning makes a perfect couple, and we often set them up together. And why is that? The main function of UAVs or drones are to be a flying camera. However, these flying cameras can provide even more data that we are able to process. And if it comes to the analyzing the big amounts of the data that is quite hard to process on site by the operator, we believe that artificial intelligence is proving itself quite useful in such cases. Drones also can gather data from all kinds of sensors in all kinds of scenarios, and what is important, that AI might be very useful to make sense of all of those sensors, especially that already existing and already utilized flying platforms can have at least few sensors on their board, and we often use two camera setups. So with setups with thermal camera and normal vision camera. As you can see, there is a slight limitation towards what the pilot can get out of those sensors, and that's why we hope that UAVs are the perfect place to utilize AI-based solutions. But also, not only AI can help with processing of the data that comes from the sensors. The AI can be very useful in the field of automating the parts of the pilot duties. Already we have alarms in the UAVs that inform us if we are getting too close of structure or any other thing that can interrupt our flight. But we can see that this will develop further on. And we believe that this area that can help pilots to less concentrate on his safety and more on the mission will be really helpful. And of course, there are quite much limitations towards the search and rescue actions when the operator tries to see the information coming from the sensors on his display, and he is not always able to detect the target of his search. And we believe that AI can be really useful by highlighting these targets for him, making him check if 2 pixels that he was close to omitting or missing may be a target of his search. If it comes to the popularity of UAVs in emergency response and civil protection, I would like to share with you the Gartner hype cycle for emerging technologies. This hype cycle is, I believe, pretty much on the spot if it comes to describing how we perceive the new technologies. And initially, everybody is pretty much excited about the technology. So we have this peak of inflated expectations that is followed by disillusionment. And this moment is when we actually understand the technology and see that it has a lot of limitations, and it needs to be utilized in a very specialized way. And this knowledge is a slope of enlightenment on this graph. and then we enter the plateau of productivity, when we already know what we can expect from the technology and what we can do with it. I believe that in the crisis management area and civil protection area, among the first responders, we are already on the plateau of productivity with UAVs. However, the AI tools can help to elevate this plateau of productivity to much higher level, and we, thanks to it, may reach even the levels of the peak of inflated expectations. That's why I think that these two technologies are so perfectly can be so perfectly coupled. The other side of this is that the expansion in the area of utilization drones among the first responders shows that there is a big interest from their side. So if we know that there are already drones flying, then making it even more informative can be really helpful in the area and can save lives. However, as I already said, there are limitations that sets the level of this plateau of productivity. And maybe I've already said about this, but maybe let's say it clearer. The UAVs are efficiently hampered by the data processing ability of pilots. I'm a pilot myself, and I can really tell that those three categories of struggles can really limit the information that I can get from the aircraft that I'm using. So first kind of limitations are legal and administrative ones that for more complicated missions shifts my attention from flying towards checking the legal boundaries of the mission, if it is legal to do this, if it is okay to do this, which permission I need to get, and so on. If I could in this time utilize this time to plan the mission itself, I think that I would be more effective. And this is something that I hope that can be easily helped by upcoming innovation in the area. And I believe that the speaker that we will have in the next part of this seminar will say us a little bit more of what can we expect in the next years. The second category is responsibility of controlling the airspace around the aircraft. The unmanned aircraft is always the less important one on the sky. So this means that the responsibility of detecting any other aircraft and evading them is set on the pilot of the UAV. This drains a lot of attention, and also every time I need to evade, so limit my elevation or just put the drone down, drains my flight time. And during these moments, I believe that also this time can be utilized otherwise. And also I'm not always can detect if the flight that I'm evading is really obscuring my mission area, or is just flying close by, but with the safe distance. So I believe that AI-driven technologies can also give me information on how to avoid this. And the last category is what is, I believe, the clearest one of those. So the efficiency of the drone research is limited by my ability to process the data that it's provided, and my ability is limited by the previous 2 points, and also by the size of the screen that I have, and so on. There is a lot of limitation towards it. So the usage of AI technology can really help me and to eliminate a bit of this bottleneck effect that I'm creating as a pilot. So just to go through, there is a lot of areas that AI can assist the drones, and the first of it is autonomous delivery. So the mission that can be carried by the drone itself, but without the need of piloting it. So we can provide medical supplies, medical equipment with autonomous flight, or we can provide deliver to the flotation device to the people that are drowning, or to distressed swimmers. And in the end, we can also provide emergency supplies such as emergency blankets, food, or means of communication. And we will hear about this topic more from other of our guests that already has few of such missions as a success story to share with us today. Also, the way to limit the bottleneck, which is the pilot and his ability to process information that he sees on his screen, can be utilized by computer vision application of artificial intelligence. That I believe that is pretty straightforward. It can be utilized in search and rescue, in structural inspections, especially the ones that are done by the experts remotely. As an example, when the civil protection expert team is sent somewhere, the drone can be sent instead, and the expert can be just waiting in their country of origin and doing this inspection remotely with the help of drones and AI assist. So this can be a huge difference to the time of response. And the last part, it can be also a rescue of hikers and skiers, when we can utilize thermal or multispectral sensors to allow the detection of people under the snow. So the third category, the AI tools to enable better event understanding. So automated object classification on computer models, so we can easily differentiate which part of the model is a car, which is a tree, which is a building. It can be done automatically in a few minutes. So we can send a drone to create a digital image of the event scene. We can upload the site map that is done by the drone to our geographical information systems, and the real-time measurements can be done on such products. So this also is a pretty interesting area of utilization, AI and drones. And the last one, I would say, is a flight safety option. So every time the automatic functions can take a bit of responsibility from the arms of the pilot and allow him to concentrate on the mission, not on the safety of it. The aim of this today's seminar is to try to get the answer on this question. How do you realistically and practically utilize promising tools that appear on the market? How to do this, how to start with this topic, how to proceed with it, and we would like to ask these questions to our today's speakers, which did this already and can share some lessons that they learned towards this road, and maybe can inspire us towards introducing such technologies in our daily job. Therefore, I would like to ask the first speaker to start.